guys, what's good? Dr. David.Hooper's back on your screens. I hope you're all okay. And I am so excited to bring this brand new series to you. I've been looking for an opportunity to get back on YouTube after 4 years away, since my body transformation where I lost 70 pounds, overcame depression and got into business. And I have the perfect new series lined up for you. I am going to do a 100-mile ultra marathon and I'm so excited to take you with me. I'm going to be documenting my starting point, my training, my diet, and also everything in between. And I'm so excited to take you on a ride with me. Now, to kick us off, to be completely transparent, when I was morbidly obese back in 2017, I did some real damage to my body, and essentially what that led to was me having to get an organ removed in September 2021. So pretty serious. 3 or 4 years later, after I'd lost all my weight and was feeling really good about myself, there was this massive medical problem with me. And it all came to a head back in February 2021. So about kind of a year ago, I was at home by myself and I'd eaten a ton of bad food, like greasy food. We had a takeaway. And during the night, I had this real pain in my side. And I had to get up, and I just did what I normally do, bear the pain, and eventually it would go. Unfortunately, this time it didn't go. So my wife went to work. I was still pretty crippled in terms of being, in real pain. I then started to vomit blood, and that's when the alarm bells started ringing. So I called the doctors and they basically said, get down to the hospital as quick as you can, and we need to see you. We need to see what's going on. And so I did that. My wife left work, came, picked me up, took me to the hospital where they did blood tests and all of the medical checks that they do. Fortunately, it wasn't anything too serious, but I did have essentially a wrecked gallbladder and it needed to come out. So later on in that year, I had surgery and it was absolutely debilitating, and I'm going to let the clip speak for itself. And I'll show you the state I was in when I had my surgery. So sit back, relax, get ready to see my starting point for this ultra marathon. Let's get it. So guys, I wanted to get this first clip. It's the 25th of September and I've just had major surgery. So you can see by my outfit, I'm not exactly out and about. I've got my cloth socks on and I've just had an organ removed. So I had an organ removed 3 days ago, and I'm obviously not starting training yet, but I wanted to show you my complete transformation from here, where I can barely walk, all the way to getting that Iron Man ticked off. So I had my gallbladder removed, so I can show you what that looks like. You can see I'm quite bloated, bruising on the tummy for kind of parts to the surgery, and I'm a bit wobbly on my feet, but this is the starting point. Welcome to the new series. So as you can see, I'm incredibly wobbly on my feet, I'm overweight, and I'm actually in a lot of pain, and I'd never had surgery before. This was completely new to me, and it was a big shock when I found out I did have to have surgery, at quite a young age. But again, it just shows the damage having a really bad diet can do. And this was 2 or 3 years ago. I'd been morbidly obese in 2017 and I didn't end up having surgery until the back end of 2021. So what's that, kind of four, nearly 5 years. So it really does put things into perspective. And I just remember having this surgery and getting into the mindset of, right, I'm going to be the best version of myself now moving forward. I'm going to get in even better shape. I'm going to prove to myself that my body is not broken at 31, and I'm going to go and achieve something. And that is where the ultramarathon idea came from. I'd always been a fan of people like David Goggins, and I love his story, and I can see a lot of his pain and suffering in how I approach life, and always thinking there's more. He has this 40% rule where, you know, when you think you're done, you're actually only at 40%. You've still got 60, 70, 80, 100% left to go. So I looked into what he did, and he did something called the Saltwater Marathon. I think I've got that right. Or Bridgewater Marathon. And, you know, that essentially transformed him even further into what he kind of is all about now. So, you know, that was a big inspiration for me to do it. And I actually signed up to the ultramarathon one day after surgery, and I was on a lot of medication, and I was on ibuprofen, paracetamol, codeine, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a day. So I was in a pretty happy place, and I just went and did it, booked it. And from that moment on, my mindset switched in terms of being completely focused on getting in the best shape of my life. And I've done that, but I'm not going to spoil the series in the first couple of minutes. So yeah, I'm going to pass back to 2021, and I remember just starting to try and get a bit more active. And again, hopefully this will shed a bit more light of my current.
Guys, good morning. It is the 1st of October, and today is a big day. So it's been 9 days since my surgery, and I am on my first solo walk. Not quite solo. So it's a big day. I haven't been able to go out by myself yet in case I fell, and that's been crazy frustrating. Come on. So yes, I'm out, I'm walking. Lovely to be back in the fresh air and have some time to get my thoughts together and to get some clarity and set my intentions for the day. And this essentially is day one of ultramarathon training, and up until, well, today I can't run for another month, definitely can't weight train. All I can do is walk. And to give you an idea of how my fitness level is, obviously I'm going at a really slow pace, probably doing about 2 to 4 miles today, just kind of ticking over. But going up and down the stairs is a real issue. So I'm really out of breath going up and down flights of stairs. So, you know, it's going to be a big ask to do 100 miles and then an Ironman. But it's one that I'm so pumped for. And it's all in the mind, and I'm so excited. There's no apprehension at all. It's all excitement to see what my body can do, what my mind can do, because once you find that out, you can start to push the boundaries. Guys, checking back in. We are 25 minutes. Oh, here she comes. 25 minutes in to our slow walk, and my legs are like jelly. I'm sweating, my heart rate's high. Oh man. But the reason I've whacked the phone out to grab this is for 2 reasons. One, everybody has to start somewhere. No matter what your physical state, mental state, taking that first step is crazy important. Secondly, in 6 months' time, when I am doing my 100-mile ultramarathon, there will be times I feel like this and worse, but it's important to keep going. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, whether that's an endurance event, starting a business, a weight loss journey, building relationships. Just put one foot in front of the other. Just keep moving. Don't prolong the pain. You know, enjoy the pain, endure it. and that's going to build resilience, discipline, character, and in those moments of hardship you're going to thrive, and that's what we're aiming for. So feeling good, kept my legs moving, still jelly like, but got this one keeping me company. We're going to finish the walk, we're going to have breakfast, let's go get it. Day one, let's get it.
So that was a really big moment for me. You know, up until that point, I wasn't allowed to be by myself really. So after the surgery, because of the stitching and the internal stitching, if something had happened, I would have been in major trouble. So to get to a point a week or two after my surgery to go out on a walk and to start to feel like I was making progress was quite a big deal. And I must admit it was pretty terrifying thinking that in 8 months' time I'm going to be doing an ultramarathon when I can't even walk for a mile without having to stop and get my breath back and have a drink of water. You know, that was really kind of worrying and anxiety inducing, I guess. But I've never wavered from being completely pumped and excited. I use that word, pumped. You know, really up for the work that was going to go into this and get myself ready for the ultramarathon. So yeah, it was a really interesting kind of situation. And you know, I ended up doing, you know, I think it was 1.5 miles, maybe 2 mile walk that day by myself, and that was the confidence I needed to go and do something a little bit more challenging. I was still kind of 6 weeks away from running for the first time. I couldn't lift weights until the new year, which was 2 or 3 months after my surgery. So instead, Laura and I decided to do a slightly longer walk, which is when this next clip comes in. So we went on a walk around Rothbury, which did have some hills and it was a little bit more challenging, but again, it was just that progression. So, you know, going up and down the stairs was the first part, going from 1 mile to 2 mile walk by myself was the next part, and then this clip that you're about to see was a 4 or 5 mile walk around the beautiful hills in Rothbury. Enjoy the sights. We are back and we are going on another trek. I'm excited to take you on another journey, another adventure with us, and we are going into the hills of Northumberland. So we're going to take you with us, we're going to get packed, we're going to get out there. It's peeing down, but we're going for it nonetheless. This one isn't coming. You can't come, but you can say hello to the vlog. Hey Paz, you little panther. Hi. Enraged. So I'm going to get packed up and then we will see you in the mountains. Let's go.
Guys, what's good? We have made it. We are back in the country and it's not too bad. It's quite nice. It's mild, really wet, but dry on us at the minute. So we're going to get some steps in and we'll see you up the mountain. Let's go.
So guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this introduction to the series. Definitely a little bit different. You know, not many people start their ultramarathon training by having a gallbladder removed and being unable to walk for a mile without getting out of breath, but that's certainly the approach I had to take. But the main thing that I wanted to leave you with was impossible is literally nothing. Everything is possible if you have a plan, if you have the mindset towards getting your goal, if you have the steps that you need to take, you can really achieve anything. And in terms of what's next, there's going to be videos, a lot of videos in terms of building up to the marathon and getting psyched and sorted to really make sure we give this thing the best of ourselves. And I'm so excited to take you on the journey. But that's my current starting point, out of surgery, walking a couple of miles and starting to trim a bit of body fat in terms of, you know, getting really prepared for this ultramarathon. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. You know, as my training goes through different kind of scenarios, I build up the miles, do different kind of scenarios, on road, in trails, all this sort of stuff. It's it's quite a ride, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you want to see anything, let me know as well. Right guys, have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.